Welcome. I'm Kari Akins, a member of the League of Women Voters of Cheyenne, and I'm here today with a candidate for the mayor of Cheyenne, Justin Nadea, and we are going to learn a little bit more about him during this interview, and we'll start off with an introductory statement. Justin, why don't you go ahead and take a couple of minutes to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Justin Nadea. I'm running for mayor of Cheyenne in 2024. I believe in affordable housing, economic growth that brings a variety of businesses to Cheyenne, and using your tax dollars to benefit the people.
Thank you, Justin. I'll go ahead and get into a couple of questions for you. The first question is recognizing the challenges of workforce availability and infrastructure limits. What types of businesses would you want to recruit to expand or diversify Cheyenne's economy?
Well, I would like to bring in more like manufacturing jobs. Because not everybody wants to serve coffee. Not everybody wants to work in tourism. Distribution centers can be a little choosy with it, as where with manufacturing jobs like Magpul, that they have a pretty large variety of people. So if we bring in more manufacturing jobs, then we can somewhat increase Cheyenne's GDP, gross domestic product, and help bring more money into the city that's not just tourism dollars. I feel like we are in a unique position in, I apologize, I'm at work. Uh, Given the location of I-25 that goes from Canada to Mexico, I-80 that goes from Nevada to Pennsylvania, we should have more manufacturers given the ease of access to the rest of the country we have.
Thank you, Justin. All right, on to the next question, and that is, how should Cheyenne prepare for increased demand for water from new businesses, industries, and an expanding population?
Well, there are a lot of natural resources around here, from well water as well as the reservoirs that up towards Kirk County that the city has built, as well as multiple other creeks and rivers that pass through this area. From, I apologize, I can't even remember their names right now. There's one on the south end of the city, the south end of the county and city, and one on the north end. We could, in order to do that, we should be we should be building more dams to help increase capacity for a growing population and more amount of businesses.
Thank you, Justin. Okay, going to take a quick pause from the questions and do a moment of flash feedback. So just your quick thoughts on this prompt. Your prompt is tourism.
Okay.
So just one or two sentences, your thoughts on tourism.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, tourism is a good thing. It helps bring in money to the city, but it should not be the mainstay of a large city like this. Now, if we were a town of a couple thousand people, then yes, I could see it. But a city this large, I would say no. Tourism should be a bonus instead of the salary, if that makes sense.
Thank you. All right, back into the long form questions now. The next question is, what do you believe are the most pressing housing issues currently facing our city?
Well, that is an excellent question. Well, between a mix of availability the requirements uh, and many of the rules, as well as availability and location, would be some of the biggest ones. And by requirements, I mean like you need to pay $1,000 for the first month's rent. You need a credit score of 650, even though they don't report to credit. And what other ones? Oh yes, another $100 a month for pet fees, $1,000 a month for rent, and just various other things. Uh, I'm just generalizing. I don't know. I remember seeing that on one of the applications, and it seemed pretty typical from all the apartment applications I've looked at in my life. Uh, Availability, I feel like would be another one. I live on the east side of Cheyenne, and I work on the west side, so I have to drive across town every day for just going to work. Uh, and then some of the apartments and houses that are for rent, and some of them that are for sale, they're just so outdated. Uh, I There were some people I knew who they just had asbestos removed from their house, and that was not a cheap endeavor. But the fact that that was still around, just the house still contained asbestos, knowing those dangers. That some of these apartments and houses are so outdated and so old. Uh, I remember when my neighbor's house sold. I ended up helping the gentleman move stuff from the basement because it was quite heavy by himself. He was cleaning it up. The basement wasn't even finished, just bare wall studs. It just seems like right now with the how many people are trying to get a house, an apartment, and people coming in from everywhere that have higher paying jobs that they're willing to just buy it as a fixer upper, but never have time for it. It seems, if that makes sense.
Okay, thank you. Okay, on to the last question. It is a little bit of a multi-part question. The first part is, what do you see as the mayor's role in addressing the issues of vacant and underutilized properties in Cheyenne? And also, what should be done with the hole on 16th Street?
Well, as a mayor, I feel the mayor's role would be, if the city owns the property, to try and find bids for anybody who wants it, any local business, any private interest group, etc., to try and sell it to breathe life into the building. Uh, I don't think I'm familiar with the 16th Street lot. Uh,
Across the street from the
but as
Atlas
mayor, we need
Theater.
across the street from the Atlas Theater. Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Sorry, I drive by that every day, and it's gotten to the point I kind of stopped noticing it. Uh, but with that, I feel like giving whoever actually owns that land a fair price, and even just like a small downtown community garden for people visiting downtown to just sit for a little bit, or even just turning it into a small parking lot for the business owners to help free up some of the parallel parking in downtown. And well, as we come up on tourism season, the parking garages are going to quickly start filling up. as well as all the free parking. And I imagine some of these business owners, if they don't have like back alley parking, that way they can at least have, you know, a decent place to park. Though I do think beautifying it with a small park would be a lot better.
Okay. Well, that is the end of our questions. And so now you can give a closing statement. So, kind of 2 minutes of what you want voters to know about you.
Well, like I said, my name's Justin Nadea. I'm here for the people, though I don't have experience. I am a working man. I'm currently at work now, actually. I'm just lucky my coworkers are being patient with me right now, which I'm going to thank them immediately after. Uh, as a working man, I see the problems that I've faced the problems and see the problems that everyday voters have. Thank you for taking your time to interview me today.
Yes, and thank you, Justin, for taking your time to help voters be more informed about their choices during this election season. Thank you, everybody who's watched. Remember, the primary election is on August 20th, and we hope that you participate. After all, your vote is your voice, so use it.